biggest hurdle to jump was whenever people were like bringing that idea to the table. Everyone was like, "Well, if it makes it to season 2, then yeah, no, hell yeah." But a lot of people were skeptical that it would even get that far because of the live action curse or whatever. We're here. So, Jamie Lee Curtis is a good actress. She also loves One Piece. She loves the source material. Her favorite character is Chopper. So like to me it makes sense. I think that would be a great addition, and the only like celebrity or like A-list celebrity actor that should be part of a show like this, maybe you can make how that works. You know that, right?
Back to the Anime Alchemist podcast. My name is Emery.
My name is Gary.
My name's Martine.
We have a guest, I guess a reoccurring guest. Sorry, I didn't know what I was going to go with there. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm Jesse. Nice to meet y'all. Hi.
Hi, Jesse.
I think this is Jesse's.
Fourth time. It's good to have you back.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
good to have
you
you
back,
Thank
man.
It's episode 99.
We're almost there.
We're almost at 100. By the time you guys hear this, we would have already recorded episode 100 and gone live. So make sure you guys do tune in next week to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
And like always, spoiler warning.
Oh yeah, huge spoiler warning
Mm-hmm.
for pretty much anything One Piece related at this point.
Yeah, the live action, if you have not finished it, we are talking about it.
Yep.
So spoiler warning.
Yep, we will be talking about the live action One Piece, and we will be talking about the finale of Luffy versus Kaido, as we have just finished wrapping that up in the anime. So this will be a very heavy One Piece episode for all of you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Back to our roots.
Back to our roots. Oh God. So, do we want to start with the live action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we just finished it. It's pretty fresh in my mind.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess let's throw it out there. How do we feel? How do we feel about live action One Piece?
I like it.
Uh-huh.
I like it. I can honestly say I think I love it
Yeah.
because there were moments where I was like, that was fucking cool,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was like moments where I was like after the episode ended, and I realized I was like, I'm a little teary eyed, and I'm fucking getting a little teary eyed now, and I'm like, wow, this did it kind of well.
Yeah, no, it definitely captured those emotional moments, I think. Like, not maybe exactly like the anime, but enough to get that feeling out of me, and that was
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Right?
That's what it did. They did it a good job,
Mm-hmm.
and it made you feel the way the anime made you feel.
Yeah.
It gave an emotional response.
Yeah.
I feel like some scenes, it made me feel like a little bit more than the animated feel.
You know,
You know,
I
there
can
were
kind of
some
get behind that.
I mean, when Nami was stabbing
Yeah,
her
that's-
arm, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, oh God.
That's the scene I was thinking about when I was
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah, it's a little different seeing it in real life with
Yeah.
the actual, like, blood, you know, and, like, feeling that. Like,
Zeph's leg.
Zeph's leg. I'm so happy that they
Dude.
didn't, like, you know, censor that. Because in the anime, they did. Yeah. He ate his leg. For all
Oh, he
those who
straight up
didn't
asked
know.
him, you ate your leg?
Yeah. No, I remember like in the anime they didn't really go into that. They made it seem like the anchor kind of like he had to cut it
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
to swim, but in the manga he had actually eaten his leg. So I'm super happy that they kept it faithful to the manga. That is
Mhm.
like they won brownie points for that decision alone in my opinion.
Well, the anchor could have just broke his leg so he had enough wiggle room to swim out.
Maybe.
And then he could have ate his leg afterwards.
yeah, I could have seen that too.
Sanji would have seen he had one leg.
He could have hid it from him or something. He might have already chopped it off at that point and just like
Yeah.
this kid cannot see this.
He's
Go over there.
already traumatized.
Go over there.
Do
Yeah.
you think that's why he told him to like do not disturb me because I don't want you to see what I know I'm gonna have to do?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was in part that, but also in part like they legit had to get off that island, and
Yeah.
there's two of them,
Mhm.
and like if each of them are on one side of it, they have better chances.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a pretty big island, to be
Yeah,
honest. It
like
was
to be
kinda
stranded
big.
on.
Yeah, with,
That-
with nothing on it.
They did a great
That's
job
one of those
with
things that the live action did really good is make me feel a true like scale of certain things in the show. For example, that island. For example, the Baratier. It felt
Yeah.
like a nice like big
Arlong Park.
Arlong Park. Even like
Mary.
the Going
Yeah.
Merry is like the best example. It
Mhm.
made me feel like wow, the Going Merry was actually really big.
Yeah, it
was
made
like an
me-
actual pirate
It
ship.
actually made me feel like the Going Merry was a lot bigger than it did on the in the anime.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely. I
Yeah,
get it.
Especially with the tangerines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
And the
Those are some
sails,
baby
too.
trees.
Mhm.
No, it was really cool, and it also like got me excited of like maybe when we get to see if we get to see the Sunny, like it's even bigger than the mirror, you
Mhm.
know. So just getting to see all of
Oh,
that in the future would be
man.
really cool.
Seeing
That would
him
be
stand on
amazing.
the edge of it, like, join my crew, Frankie.
How do you guys feel about each individual straw hat? Because I know that that was something that we had like our big concerns before it came out, and something that was pretty like important to us at least, you know, before it actually got released.
You know what's funny is like at the start, whenever we first started talking about it, I was like, I think I like the guy they cast her for Sanji. Like he's doing his own stunts. He's like
Mhm.
actually training the kicks, and he does such a good job.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
everybody is praising his
Mhm.
role.
He's absolutely the best cast.
He was
of
yeah,
this.
he did phenomenal. I couldn't have been happier with.
I'd have to agree. I watched a lot of interviews before it dropped, and like even the cast was talking about like how much he was training for not only the stunts but for being a chef. So
Yeah.
he actually cooked every meal that was made
Mhm.
And
in the series.
He also cooked for the staff.
Yeah, he cooked for all the staff, like the crew and
Yeah.
the cast and everything too, which I think is so cool. Like he genuinely learned that skill set, you know, and that's something that whether the show goes on or not, it's something that he will keep with him forever, you know. So he'll always have a piece of Sanji with him, which I think is really
Oh
cool.
man, being able to fuck somebody up like Sanji though, like, oh man. Oh, then you get into a fight at the bar, you put your hands in your pockets.
They won't see it coming. They'll be like, "Hey, yo, what you doing?" Bonk.
Oh, this is like, what did you just kick me? It's like, yeah. Boom. And he just kicked you again, buddy.
See
Imagine
me
pulling
do
out a
it again.
Muton shot. That would be so cool.
I think Luffy
He lets
was
it
a,
slip.
oh. I thought they did a good job with that when he was like calling out his moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was pretty solid.
definitely better than the 4 Kids dub.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the bar that we like subtly had in the back of our heads, like, please be better than 4 Kids.
Oh my god.
As long as it's better than that, it's a win.
That's not hard.
Hey, I don't know. That pirate rap goes hard.
That
It
did go
does.
hard.
Ho ho ho! He took a bite of gum gum.
The casting for Luffy was great.
I
He was perfect for the role.
yes. Man, that was probably the biggest concern I had was Luffy's actor because before we had seen anything, you know, just I'll be honest, like the accent threw me off because I'm not used to hearing like an accent on Luffy or anything like that, right? And it's a hard role to play in my opinion. Luffy is such a unique character, I think, and I think that Iñaki Godoy fucking killed it. He
Yeah.
captured like what we all love about Luffy. Like even from that first episode, I remember seeing it and I was just watching it and I just started smiling. I'm like, oh my god, like that's fucking Luffy.
Yep.
Yep.
Like he gets it. It's not identical, but it doesn't need to be. It's the energy that he has playing this role in an adaptation that I think was the most important part, and his dynamic with the rest of the crew too. The fact that he was able to capture that and like Oda saw it too, I get it. I 100% get it. It was
Did y'all
so
see
good.
any movies that he was in prior to the live action?
No,
Nope.
we didn't.
So that's actually why Oda chose him. He saw him in a movie and he was like, that was Luffy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
why
know
he
that.
chose him, because he was watching the movies.
Oh, I did not
And
know
so
that.
he chose that actor because he saw him in a movie and he was like, that's
awesome.
got to be Luffy.
That's
And he,
cool.
I
And
have
then he
to agree.
got the interview or the
The meeting and everything.
Yeah. Got a meeting with Oda, meeting with Luffy. I mean, their crew aspect with the cast,
Mhm.
that they're friends.
Yeah.
They don't just stay, crew on
set and not fuck with each other outside.
they
translates
the
into
straw
real life
hats,
now.
bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're this world's ace. this world's straw
Oh,
hat
man.
crew.
Yeah. One of the things that I guess some of us were concerned about was like their interviews, outside of the set and everything. Like we thought that it could have been more of a PR stunt, to make it seem like they're all friendly and everything. But
Mhm.
the more I saw these like interviews and them interacting with each other, the more I believed it. And I'm like, nah, like there's something genuine about the way they like
Yeah.
react with each other and just talk to each other. And I believe that they genuinely are closer because of this experience now.
Mhm.
And I think that dynamic shows in the acting, and it's gonna keep carrying on through the next seasons too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
Most
think,
most
you know?
definitely.
Yeah. It'll be cool as they add like members to the crew.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna
of the
say the
cast.
same thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they add a crew member
Oh,
and then
God.
get to know them and integrate them into the crew and have that feeling with them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because the whole first season is probably the most distant they'll ever be from each other because they just met. But from here on out, they're close. They've already been through shit, and they're just gonna keep going through more shit. That's gonna keep bringing them closer and closer and closer. And if we already love their dynamic together now, imagine how much better it could get. You know?
Do you think during Water 7 when Usopp and Luffy fight,
Mm-hmm.
do you think they'd pull a PR stunt with the actors and be like, "We're not friends anymore"?
Nah, I think that would be too obvious,
Yeah.
and like, I don't think it would work. I think most people would either see right through it or just genuinely not believe it.
Yeah.
Because if it was real and like that genuinely happened, I feel like that would cause more tension on set, and it might actually be a reason for one of them to leave or something like that.
Mhm.
And I don't need it to get that far. I think they're
that would
talented
suck.
enough actors to be able to pull that dynamic off in the show, but still be close like outside. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's just for a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah.
I can't wait to see Soka King.
That's gonna be pretty cool to see on set.
So
Do you think they'll show Sniper Island?
maybe why not? Right. It is an
Yeah.
adaptation. That's something that we had to get used to. There's a lot of things that they did change in season 1 compared to like the actual anime.
I have no complaints though. We got all the plot points that we needed,
Mhm.
all the little
Mhm.
character moments. Like, yeah, okay, we didn't get our like full backstory for the dog.
But he
You
was
know.
in there. Though.
Yeah,
He was in there.
He was in
There's
there.
a lot of little homages.
Yeah.
What's the name of the guy in the chest?
Oh, I don't remember, but the.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. With,
Mhm.
like, the
Yeah, yeah.
afro, he's stuck
Mhm.
in the chest.
Yeah.
You know, he's not in the show, but
Sure.
he appears in the background on like a
They,
painting.
they didn't confirm
does?
down these
Yeah.
stairs.
Or down these stairs.
You know, I did not know this, but apparently, falling down the stairs used to be a euphemism for killing yourself.
Oh yeah. No, we've talked about that before.
One of the biggest changes that they made was bringing Arlong into the Baratier, but also
Yeah.
like introducing Garp so early
Yeah.
felt so weird.
Yeah, that one was something that took me a while to get.
I'll be honest. I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
It messes with the dynamic
Mhm.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like
it would have been cool if they introduced like Smoker early.
I could live with that.
Yeah.
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 That would have made more sense.
Mhm.
Like the reveal of Garp being his grandfather is supposed to come after Water 7 and Ennie's lobby.
Yeah, I think that like them introducing him so early kind of downplays how big of a reveal it was that
Mhm.
Luffy's grandfather is a Marine. You know, after everything, like after, especially after taking down, the people at Ennie's lobby and declaring war against the world government,
Mhm.
then revealing that, oh, by the way, he's related to a vice
The hero,
admiral.
yeah,
I think
the-
that carries a lot more weight, behind it to make it a bigger like, oh shit moment.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it kind of just feels like every time somebody joins the crew, they're just gonna be like, "Hey, welcome to the crew. FYI, Luffy's grandpa. He's a vice admiral. All right, in fact, he's the hero of the Navy." What? But it's too late. We already left your island.
Yeah, like that's something you don't tell them until you're
What?
out at sea. And like something that we mentioned before, I get why they made this change, and surprisingly enough, actually, this is probably one of the biggest changes, and one of the only things that Oda was very hesitant on when they proposed it to him. So I read some interviews. Yeah, the Garp change. That was something that they had to push pretty hard to kind of convince Oda to do because he wasn't super comfortable with it. But they kind of like convinced him as like this is a change that they feel makes sense to add like a subplot to this story and to kind of help, I guess, tie in the events at the end where like, it may give Garp some character like that he would need to have that emotional impact later on in the show. Like we mentioned, they brought him into Roger's execution on the
Mhm.
first episode. That wasn't a thing in the anime. He wasn't there. But for those of you who obviously know what happens in Marineford and what happens to Ace, Garp is right there next to him. So
Mhm.
now I feel like if we get to that point, if we get to Marineford and we see Ace with Garp at his side, you get that parallel from that episode 1 with Roger. I feel like it's going to hit even harder
Way
now for
harder.
some reason. So I think it's a cool change. It's different and probably my least favorite thing about season 1, but it didn't ruin it at all. I just think it was, a creative choice that had to be made for, the short runtime that they had. They only had 8 episodes to do a lot of character development.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce a lot of the world too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get like it really makes sense because it's like you got to see Kobe's journey. There's gonna be people who are invested in like, oh, I want to see this kid become a Marine,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, yeah, it's Luffy's journey, but I want to see this kid also accomplish whatever he wants to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And it also shows like, okay, there's good Marines and there's bad Marines.
Yeah, I think that this season did a really good job of like pushing that idea because that's something that also kind of takes a while to understand in the anime. But like from the very beginning, we kind of see, oh, there are good Marines like Kobe, like Garp, and then we have Axan Morgan, we have like the shitty Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I will give credit for the whole Garp storyline is that I loved what they did with Kobe. I think Kobe's story was so much more interesting here than the way that they did it in the anime and the manga.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt way more attached to what he was going through. I love the dynamic between him and Luffy,
Mhm.
and it was weird seeing them meet back up so early, right? During the Syrup Village
Yeah.
arc and then during Arlong Pirates or the Arlong Park thing.
Mhm.
But it worked weirdly enough for me,
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool. And now I definitely see them really going their separate ways and not meeting back up until Ennie's lobby.
Yeah.
Like that would be a good moment for them to come back to as an homage to what actually happened and also to see the growth between the two of them.
Well, we're also gonna have they tease Smoker at the end, which means we
Yes.
have like that Navy presence in
Mhm.
Garp and Kobe and Helmeppo that's gonna be removed
Yep.
and replaced with Smoker.
Yeah, and I think it's going to work really well because it's someone who actually will be going after Luffy. If Garp
Mhm.
realistically wanted to capture Luffy, everybody knows
It
that
would've
he
been
would
done
have
by
done
now,
it.
yeah.
It would have been done. But Garp wasn't trying to capture him. He was trying to teach him a lesson by telling him like, "Hey, this is serious. What you're doing will have its consequences later on. If you're ready for it, then you're on your own, man. But like people like me and stronger than me may come after you in the future.
Yeah,
So
and
you
at
got to
the
be ready
end,
for that."
in that last episode,
Mhm.
exactly what he said to him.
So
You're on your own.
yeah, and I thought that was a really good way to do that because it's different, but it works for the story. And now switching to the fact that we got a season 2 confirmation so fast, first of all,
Yeah.
is amazing. And now transferring that energy from Garp into Smoker, this is someone who has no actual attachment to Luffy. This is someone who actively goes after him to chase him because he has a bounty and because he's a pirate. So he's not going to go easy on him. It's an actual threat this time. But the difference being they get a little bit more interesting dynamics because if they make it to Alabasta, they not that they have to work together, but they do get captured together. The crocodile. So hopefully they kind of play that part, when they get
Yeah,
there.
that'd be good.
But it'll be kind of interesting because this is someone that Luffy cannot beat, like at this time.
I want to see how they do Tashigi.
Yeah, that'll be interesting too.
That'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to say, there's a lot of weight that they put on some things to make things other things have a lot more weight, but then they also reduce the weight of a lot of other things that happen in the anime, like Hachi. Hachi's not even in the anime.
Yeah, that was
That's
also
true.
a big change
Live action.
in the live action. Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll introduce Hachi later on, closer to Sabaody.
He's not going to have the same impact.
No, not unless they write like something original with him to where like we do get invested in him. Maybe they'll write something original that they can fit in between now and Sabaody, make us attached to him, and then bring it back into Sabaody. It'll be tricky. I'm not saying it's gonna
Maybe
be
they catch
easy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's as easy as him having Nami be like, Hachi, the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, maybe
I mean,
having the
I never
history
thought
off
I'd see it.
screen.
Yeah, and then
Retcon it a little
wrapping
bit.
it around. It's like, oh well, he left before you took down Arlong.
Oh, that's not bad actually.
Yeah.
That
Not
could
bad idea,
work.
yeah.
That makes sense.
They could still do it.
Yeah.
We just didn't get him this season.
Yeah. It's a shame, but I get it. That's probably like the toughest looking character to make look semi-realistic, I guess.
All those arms, man.
A lot of arms, the
Yeah, that is a
face,
lot.
the swords, like a lot of that shit. But as much as I understand, I'm giving them the lenience on it. That's something that they're gonna have to address because it doesn't get easier. Like we don't get more normal looking characters the more the show goes
No.
on.
It gets wackier.
It gets
It
wackier.
gets
It gets
more
crazier.
obscure.
So they're gonna have to like step up to that challenge if they really want to go after these 12 seasons that they say that they're gonna do. I'm all for it. this season won me over with the fact that like, okay, it's possible to make a
Mhm.
good live action adaptation. Like they beat the curse. They actually were able to do it. And it makes me excited to see because I think pre-time skip One Piece is probably the best opportunity to make like good live action stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they make it like to post time skip, that's gonna be tough.
Little
Post time
tough,
skip is
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, even Ennis lobby like Gear Third.
Yeah,
Even Gear
yeah,
Second,
true. And
I was
Gears
thinking, how are they gonna do Gear Second? I mean, yeah, they could do visual effects
They
for the
just
Steam.
make them go fast.
I've seen like fan animations and fan like VFX work with like super speed type effects, and
yeah.
it doesn't look bad actually. Gear 2 is probably the thing I'm the least concerned about. Gear Third is probably going to be interesting, and the Zoan transformations is going to be very
Bro, I
interesting.
need to see.
What
Chopper.
about Chibi
am-
Luffy?
I'm scared about Chopper.
Do we think that Chopper is going to get the Detective Pikachu treatment?
I hope he fucking does.
I hope so too.
That's their best option.
He
I hope
probably
I hope
is.
he looks a little bit more plushy.
Yeah, like I
I hope he's a little chubby.
I just hope they don't CGI him like completely. I think the Detective
What if
Pikachu
they give him
red
the
is-
Rocket Raccoon?
What was
Pocket Raccoon?
Rocket
Rocket
Raccoon.
Raccoon.
Oh, Rocket Raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing out there.
that?
There's
Looks like
nothing
Chopper.
out there
no.
that looks like Chopper.
No.
Yeah, no. Again, he's a very unique looking
Oh.
character, and it's not just like small walking Chopper. It's horn point Chopper. It's arm point Chopper. It's a
Mhm.
lot of different versions of Chopper, and how are you gonna do that? Some like speculation out on the internet has been that what if they cast like a human to play his human form? I guess
A
But with
dwarf?
the hat and the
Oh
and
yeah,
the-
that's what I was thinking.
either that or a child. 'Cause he is a kid.
Well,
But
he's
supposed to be
17.
like he's supposed to be like 17. Like
No, he's
yes,
15
He's a,
pre-time
he's a
skip.
baby, technically.
Yeah. Like you could get a young kid. I don't want that to happen personally. I'd rather them just try.
A
the-
toddler for Chopper.
It's not my idea, man. It's what the internet came up
They,
with.
they did a good job with the Sea King.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
they did.
We
They
only
did.
got one.
That's true.
We didn't get the Moo Moo cow.
That's
Mm.
true. That is
Yeah.
another fucking issue that needs to be addressed.
We didn't even get the one where Sanji like just, bam.
Mm.
Like they did make a lot of changes. I was surprised Nami didn't steal the ship.
There was
Yeah.
no pinwheel.
No, they
Mhm.
like alluded to
was in
it,
his-
and he had it in the flashback.
Gomo Gomo pinwheel. Come on, that was. Oh, but there was no Mumu cow to do it on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, again, they only had 8 episodes to really do it, so that's why a lot of stuff got cut. And one thing that I want to bring up to you guys to see what you think. You know how they kind of cut the whole Don Krieg part in the
Mhm.
Baratier and kind of
Yeah.
blended it to Arlong Park? Do y'all think that if this season could have had 10 episodes, would they have been able to fit a good Don Krieg story in between that? Like, do it
Nah,
properly?
I think they were leaning to more wanting to do a log town.
Oh, you think we would have gone Logtown instead?
100%.
In
Would
my
you have
op-
preferred that?
Yeah.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by G Fuel. Now, I love G Fuel. I use it pretty much every day. Gets me through the day at work. It's instead of drinking coffee, I drink that. You know, when I get home, I'm tired. I'm trying to game with the boys. I get some G Fuel.
Right. And if you click our link in the description, you can get 10% off of your order. And if you make sure to use our code spoiler warning, you can get an additional 10% off of your order. So make sure to click that link, use our code, and enjoy these brand new flavors from G Fuel like Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan, and Naruto Sage Mode. Thanks again to G Fuel for sponsoring this episode.
In my opinion, Don Krieg would be like the best character to like introduce as
The live action.
for
Yeah.
live
He
action.
has
Yeah.
very realistic weaponry.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny seeing him fight Mihawk. That's something I was not expecting.
No.
Yeah,
Mihawk.
no.
Okay, first of all, his introduction was pretty badass. Not the same as the anime. I'm still gonna favor the anime entrance, but it was really cool getting to see him just fucking go all out and then slice that chip in half.
In half
Like
a
they at
butter.
least did that.
I mean, we watched him slice cannonballs. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
No, it was really
Yeah.
badass. So it was weird though having Garp send Mihawk after Luffy.
Yeah.
That I thought was just like
yeah.
I
It
don't
really
know.
plays on the government dog kind of aspect of the
Mhm.
warlords that
And he-
Arlong was really mad about.
He straight up did it too. He
Yeah.
like went straight to do it. No
Yeah.
questions asked. He was like, okay, because you want me to.
Yeah, it's like I get it. That's his job as a warlord, but we also don't really know that just yet, and I don't think he would have done it like as his character. When he was introduced in the anime, he was just floating around and just happened to show up there.
I mean,
They woke him up.
But
I missed
now that might be canon.
I think it'll be like
Oh,
a
yeah.
different
Garb-
canon now. Like,
Garb sent him.
It's like MCU and animated.
Okay,
they could
kind of.
retcon that later on. That'd be weird.
like that one mysterious woman at Rogers.
Oh, can we talk about that, please?
Bro, okay, so I did see an interview as well, and they're talking, and they're like, "Oh yeah, who's that Rogers execution?" and the guy who plays
Crocomami.
Luffy is like, "Crocodile." Oh,
Like and then they have to like Emily's
yeah,
just
she's like, "Oh no," and he's like, "Ha, that's right." Anyways, ha ha ha. You're like,
does that confirm it? Does that
Crocomami
confirm that
confirmed?
Crocomom theory has some legs to stand on?
Yes.
dog.
It does. The way Ivankov was talking in Impelled Down,
Bro,
really carried some weight.
he straight
Really
up. We
carried some
watched it
weight.
recently.
Yeah.
He straight up was like, he starts mouthing off, and he's like, "Oh yeah, is that right? You want to say that again?" He's just like, "Ugh."
I'll bring up your past.
Hey, I'll bring up your special secret that can take you down.
That's one of those fan theories that like if that actually gets proven right, oh, everyone's
Internet
gonna
is
freak
gonna
out.
fucking blow up.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Crocodile is Luffy's mom." Confirmed.
Okay,
I'm like,
quick question.
"Bruh."
As an anime only fan, if that got spoiled to you, like the manga fans, like they got it revealed, like the
Oh.
manga fans got it first,
Ooh.
and it just fucking lit up the fucking internet. How would you feel if that got spoiled to you?
I'd make a PSA, like a fuck you to all manga readers, including you, Martine.
I
it to
didn't do
yourself.
anything.
Keep it to yourself.
I
And
try
then
to
we-
protect
And then we'd
you.
play a clip of Luffy like stamping his foot on Shaki's counter. Hey, don't ruin my adventure.
Hey man, I try to protect you as much as I can.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
He
He
does.
does. He does a great job.
He does a really
He
great
does
It's
job.
good
really
to have
great
a
job.
manga reading friend.
It is. It is. They will tell you when to avoid the internet.
Yeah, get yourself a manga reading friend for whatever show you like. That way you know what to avoid.
But one with integrity. One who
Yes.
can keep it to themselves.
Yeah, not one that's like, teasing you. It's like, oh, did you know this? Nah, I'm just kidding. Like, I hate those people. The ones that like hang maybe spoilers over your head. Those people annoy me. Don't do
Throw
that.
something at you
Or just get two so they can talk about it to each other.
Yeah.
when you're
And
not
then
around.
Yeah.
Nah, get the ones that like actually get excited for you to watch stuff, and maybe we'll watch stuff with you because that's what I do. I love watching the anime with you guys, even though I obviously know what happens. I enjoy it a second time. It's fucking awesome.
Now I can watch the One Piece live action alone and enjoy it a second time.
I want to check out some scenes on the sub, like with the Japanese.
Same.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how they did the Nami scene. I want to see how similar it sounds to the anime. I want to check out a lot of different things, honestly. Even the end with the barrel, like everybody doing their dreams or
Mhm.
whatever.
It wasn't raining.
It was not raining, but that's also because in the anime they did it while they were going up after
Reverse
Logtown,
Mountain.
going up to Reverse Mountain. They kind of switched the order of it, but I think that's a good way to end season 1 on. I think it had like a good effect, a good conclusion type thing.
East Blue.
Yeah, so it works for me, and I think Logtown being like the opening thing of season 2 could be really cool.
Yeah.
Really
honestly, yes.
interesting.
Yeah, that would really hook people because you get introduced to Smoker, you'd get
Kuina.
Dragon, Kuina, or not Kuina, Tashigi,
Yeah, there you go.
Buggy showing up, Alvida. Like it's a pretty big important event.
Slip through.
It gives
You
time
get
for
the
Alvida.
Kitetsu blade.
Oh, you get like a tattoo. Oh, that's gonna be fun to
Yubishira,
see.
right?
Huh?
Or Yubishira?
Yeah, and Yubashira.
Mm-hmm. I hope that they
Bro,
do that.
if they do
scene.
the throwing up the
They
sword,
have to.
my luck versus its curse, I will lose my shit.
They have to. Oh, speaking of Zoro, actually, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was like him. I love Zoro. 1st of
Mhm.
all, let's get that straight. I loved the actor who plays Zoro. I think he had the most badass scenes in the entire season, next to Sanji, but honestly, a little more so. The only thing that I would slightly tweak, just like a preference thing, I would like for him to be slightly goofier because he is slightly goofy in
Mhm.
pre-time skip. He's
Mhm.
not that serious.
Yeah.
He is serious, the most serious out of the entire crew, but he also like can have some fun too.
Yeah.
And he smiles a little bit more, and shit hasn't hit the fan completely just yet for him to be super super serious.
Yeah.
If I can just like maybe slightly tweak that'd make me so happy. But regardless, I loved the actor that played him. I think every strat was awesome. And Usopp too. Actually,
Usopp's so good,
Usopp
so
was great.
perfect, such a good cast.
Man, I don't know if y'all are gonna like not like me for this one, but I think they did Spirit Village better in the live action than they did in the anime.
I mean, yeah, we are missing his vegetable crew,
Yeah,
You know?
they didn't have the kids.
and he kisses Kaya right before leaving, which was a little weird.
I liked it honestly.
No Django.
No
That's
romance.
the biggest
no
miss, though.
Django.
Yeah, they didn't have Django, and Django's a good character. He's not that important, but he's important to us.
Yeah, he turns
is
into a
important.
vice admiral, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Not a
Under,
vice admiral. I think
uh,
just like a
A
vice
captain.
captain.
or something. Vice captain, maybe. Yeah. But
He went from a
other-
pirate to being a marine.
yeah. Well, but other than that, I think that they did Spirit Village super well. I loved what they did with Captain Kuro. Like they made him actually intimidating. They gave it like kind of this horror, like spooky vibe
Mhm.
for it in the haunted house almost. Not really, but like
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
That's what it felt like, and I thought it was super unique. It was completely different than what I was expecting because I've mentioned this before on the podcast. Syrup Village is personally my least favorite arc in the
Same.
entire show. That's where I stopped the first time. I couldn't, I got super bored and I dropped it for a while. Picked it back up and then, then I watched the Baratie and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But this one made me way more interested, actually. I thought it was a good adaptation for it. I love what they did with Usopp's character too. He actually I liked him. I found him funny. I think his grand tales and stories was really well done too. I wish we would have seen more of Usopp actually, which is something I never thought I'd say at least early on, because I didn't like Usopp early on, at least before
Fair.
Water 7. I genuinely liked him this entire season. So I think if you could do that for me, who's, we're like One Piece anime and manga purists, I guess. I think that's pretty good if you can convince me to like something that's not from the original source material. So
It's pure.
yeah,
Dude, this the amount of little scenes they had where it was just like perfect characteristically Usopp moments. You know,
yeah.
like table flips over, he's under it, and he scurries away.
Yeah.
Right, like they're all ready to fight, and he dips out as soon as the fight starts. Like it was. They did a really good job portraying it.
The catch up.
Oh,
The
that
moment
and-
I saw that, I was like, yes.
And the impulsive
Yes.
lying.
yeah,
Just constantly. He just lying
all the
constantly.
time.
Bullshit ass. He just constantly, bro.
But he
like,
makes it
to
sound
the-
so believable.
He
but
does.
to
So
the
much
point where
confidence.
it was kind of annoying, right? And
Little bit.
that's how you feel in the anime. You're like, God damn, does this motherfucker ever shut his mouth?
Yeah.
Lies about everything.
Yeah, but I also liked how he interacted with Luffy, and you
Mhm.
can see that friendship already.
Oh,
Luffy
yeah.
just believe in
So
everything he
good.
says. Like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's super important. If you're gonna make it to Water 7, you need to build that friendship. You need to build
Mhm.
them being super close. That way, it hits even harder when they fight.
Even-
It's super important.
Even him going on at the last episode, him saying 3 cheers for
Captain
Usopp.
Usopp?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
just
nice.
adds the more weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
How do y'all feel about Buggy being drug along to Arlong Park?
That was weird.
Something I didn't know I needed.
I didn't mind
was
it
weird.
actually. It was weird, but not a bad weird. Me personally.
He's a good character that was I mean, he was a really good character. The guy who plays him, fucking, I think kind of nailed it.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
I
pretty
loved
good with it.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of feels like that Garb thing. It's like they knew they had a good character on their hands.
They wanted to keep
So,
bringing him.
Yeah, they had to use him.
Let's milk it a little bit.
Yeah, but for that one, I'm personally okay with
But
it.
he was also a plot device.
Yeah,
that's very true.
That's what I was gonna say. He was more turned into a plot device there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't have log posts.
Yeah,
so
true.
He
they
kind of
needed
turned into
him
the
to
navigator.
get there.
No, yeah, that makes sense. If they made that big change with Nami not stealing the ship and they had to go find them, having Buggy around to kind of tell them where they went is not a bad idea. Especially because we didn't have Johnny and that other guy.
Yeah.
They cut them
Haku.
from the show too, so that kind of makes sense. Bring him along. So and he was funny. He brought comedy to it that
Yeah.
I think was just it's never not welcomed. I guess
Yeah.
so.
I mean, the head in the bag
New member
to like
holds the
outside
crown.
people. That was funny. Like
New
the
guy
kind of
carries
just
the
like
crown
the
head.
what the fuck.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny.
They did his effect
Never
really well,
did.
too.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
You can slice me. You can dice me. Keep on coming back.
They did a good job with the Gumu Gumu no Fusen, shooting back the cannonballs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
him straight up like throwing them like the Navy battles.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Wonderful.
Solid.
Awesome,
Yeah.
loved it.
That was actually something out of all the Garp stuff that I didn't like. At least I kept that, that exact thing where he throws the cannonballs and sends it back. Super cool. And it didn't look weird, in my opinion, when he did the Fusen thing. Really dope.
I was just surprised at how good it actually looked.
Yeah,
like-
me too. I was in awe.
Yeah,
most
because
of
he
the
does
time.
it. He does it quite often. But like actually seeing him do it that one time, I was like, okay, they
Yeah,
can
alright,
they can do it pretty well. I don't have to worry about anything else. All
I
right.
got his rubber
We're
effects
good.
down.
Yeah, I never really there was never a moment where he did it and it just took me out of it or was like jarring. It just kind of worked. Because I think like it looked slightly cheesy, but when everything else was also cheesy, but they know that they're being cheesy on purpose because that's the point of it,
It's part of
then
the
it
charm.
works.
Mhm.
It's part of the charm. It clicks. Like One Piece is the show that can make cheesy look good, I think.
Yeah.
Low key, it feels like not actually like a stage play, but you know what I mean. It kind of like it's got a little bit of those like play vibes to it, like theater.
Yeah, more like theater
Mhm.
spectacle type stuff.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like it is limited by the medium,
Mhm.
right? So like there's only so much they can do,
Yes, yeah.
and it does kind of have that vibe a little bit, but it's like but fool me. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Do everything you can.
Personally, this might be a hot take. Disney does it feels like the Disney live action stuff looks more stage play than this Netflix live action.
Really?
Like the Star Wars in
Mm.
what Kenobi,
Mm-hmm.
that looked really stage play.
I never finished Kenobi.
Neither did I.
We did not. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably for a reason though. It was pretty boring.
I'm sad because I was actually looking forward to that one, but
Yeah.
I lost interest. But I lost interest in a lot of like the Marvel stuff and anything Star Wars related for some reason. It just does not interest me in the slightest.
Any of those
anymore.
Disney Plus originals.
I
It's
just got
'cause-
tapped out from it.
The world is not super interesting. I mean, like the backgrounds, right? It's like, oh, in Star Wars, you have a desert,
A
you have
forest.
a corridor,
Yeah.
you have a forest, you have open space,
And
you have a bar.
and maybe a snowy planet.
Maybe.
Maybe a snowy
If you're
planet. That's
lucky.
kind of it, though.
Yeah.
And like, look, I love Star Wars, but like, that's kind of it.
That's-
Hogwarts, you just get Hogwarts. Like Harry Potter, you got Hogwarts. What, a train?
Gringotts.
Come on, One Piece does all
Diagon
of those
Alley.
though.
Oh,
One
okay.
Piece does
So
way
you
more.
got the local shopping district. Okay.
Districts. You also had the World Cup.
You had the
Look,
Gringotts.
I-
baby.
you had the
You
Dark
pressed the Harry
Forest.
Potter
I
button.
was
Good
like,
job.
Way to fucking go, buddy.
As
Black
soon as you
Clover
said Harry
isn't
Potter, I
even
looked
that
at him and I
good.
was like, he did not fucking do that.
Bro, look, Black Clover's not even that good.
Okay, we're not. We're just gonna slide right past that.
You gonna let that slide, Emery?
Yeah, we're gonna slide right past that.
I'm gonna need like
You have the power to cut that out,
I'm
honestly.
I'm gonna need like you to teach me how to do the like. Come back, and Gary's just like.
covering a black eye.
Do the rest of this without glasses.
Are you guys excited for what they could potentially do in season 2 for live action?
like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. So there's a lot of characters that are gonna be coming in season 2 for One Piece, and I think like most of the fan base can agree, Jamie Lee Curtis should definitely play Dr. Curry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a huge
100%.
fan, and we actually made it to get a greenlit, season 2. That was like the big. Maybe you can make exceptions later on. I don't know, but personally, I'm a fan of like when they get actors who aren't as well known, because then you don't see them as their other characters. You see them
Yep.
for the character that they're currently playing, right? Jamie Lee Curtis can be that exception just because
It's a short.
it's a short, arc, not a huge role, but important enough and fun more than anything else. I think it's a fun, good idea / fan cast that I could see it. We don't get the final decision, obviously, but I think that'd be cool. Other than that, we have to cast Robin, Vivi, Chopper, Ace,
Bon Clay.
Bon Clay, most of the Baroque Works members.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
and Crocodile. So,
What if they just keep him as Croco Mommy?
Are they gonna do Karu?
oh god.
The duck?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, I saw something about Karu. If they don't end up doing like the giant duck version of it, I could see them doing like her having a pet duck named Karu. If they don't want to dump the money into that.
And are we just not gonna address?
He's like the messenger. They have a whole squad. Like
Yeah.
that's like a plot point. Like
No,
they
I'm
go
well
to
aware.
deliver pivotal tactical information to the rebel army
If they pull it off, I'll be super happy,
or about the rebel army.
but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Because after seeing what they've cut from season 1, they cut Hachi. I think that they could argue on cutting Karu, or at least making Karu more of a small pet.
I mean,
Which would be unfortunate, but
He film with perspective, so he looks big.
He
I don't think it works like that.
he carries a lot of the dynamic of like friendship
Yeah.
on that crew. Like him with Chopper, Usopp, and Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can
Yeah,
really
that's
see them
true.
having so much fun on the
I
ship.
agree. I want Karu to be in it. I would love if they actually do him justice and make him like an actual character, like a big, his regular version. But I guess I'm trying to be realistic.
They
with
do
the sense-
dinosaurs. They can do a.
Yeah.
Well, that begs the question: do we think that they're gonna do Little Garden? Do we think that they're gonna do the Giants, or do you think they're kind of gonna mash
aren't that
like?
hard.
Well, they could mash like maybe 2 arcs together, like the way they did with Baratier and Arlong Park. Those are 2 big arcs that we thought before this came out that would be its own individual thing. But seeing them do something like that for that, what's to stop them for doing that with way smaller arcs like Little Garden and Whiskey Peak? You know,
Mhm.
so that could happen. Like I think I would rather that happen if they kind of like blend it together. If we get more time in Alabasta and flesh that out, Alabasta needs to be at least like
3, 4.
4 episodes, maybe 5. I don't know. At least like half the season, in my opinion.
Are we gonna see Laboon?
That's my other
Laboon
fucking
is
thing. That's a
also a non-
non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Yeah, we need to see Laboon.
Yeah. What are y'all's non-negotiables for season 2 of the live-action One Piece?
We're going up Reverse Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Laboon,
gotta be
Laboon.
Kitetsu.
the Kitetsu blade
Yeah.
at Logtown. Yeah,
Mhm.
with him like doing the arm thing.
Oh, that execution platform moment.
Yeah.
I have to say, Little Garden is very pivotal
It
because it
is.
plays in so much with Usopp's character
And Chopper.
It's the
That's
setup
true.
for Chopper.
Yeah, it is. The candle moment
The candle
that has
moment,
to
yeah.
happen. They have to have the candle cake.
It also shows like Dory and Broggy like, doing their attack or
With
whatever. And, like the
the
history
goldfish.
of Dory and Broggy. Yeah, that's pretty important. I know that like we haven't been to Elbaf yet, but we're gonna, right? We have to go to Elbaf
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
some point. I think it's really important for the story.
I mean, it's
And-
one of Usopp's like goals now.
Yeah, yeah. So I really hope that they do the Giants. That's probably a good non-negotiable for me. Okay. What about like Luffy versus Zoro?
We can move past that. That was
we
more
can.
of a thing the editors asked him to do.
Yeah.
So we can move past. I'm sure he if he didn't want it in there, he could just be like, "Fuck that. We have time for other stuff."
Yeah.
Wasn't that wasn't that fight filler?
The Zoro versus Luffy one, no, that one was during Whiskey Peak. Like right, this when we meet Vivi, I think.
Yeah.
It was
Like
after Vivi got on the ship.
Well, we met Vivi after or before.
Oh, that was
because
when she was still like
she was a
undercover.
whale
Mhm.
hunter.
Yes, yeah, she was inside Laboon, right?
Yeah.
They were attacking Laboon.
They were attacking Laboon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
didn't they get inside of them as well?
I think they did see them inside whenever they got stuck.
Are they gonna do the inside Laboon thing?
You have to. Crocus is in there.
Yeah.
That's important, right?
That is pretty important.
classic stories.
Do
Eaten
y'all
by
ever
a
find it
whale.
impressive how much we remember from shit that was so long
Long
ago?
ago. Yeah, all the time.
I would say that's important. Yeah, maybe you don't have to spend that long in it, but like, if they've done like Pinocchio story, not Pinocchio, or is that it was Pinocchio the one that was inside the
Pinocchio's
whale?
one in the whale, yeah.
Yeah, if they can do that, you can do this. I would say that for sure. But yeah, I would probably be okay if they skipped over the Luffy versus Zoro stuff because it was cool-ish, but it never made sense to me. I always thought that it was weird that like
Luffy
Lu-
just flipped a switch.
he just flipped a switch and just didn't trust Zoro after he was like, "Wait, no, let me explain what happened." That yeah.
Mm.
Well, they
That's kinda
fed him.
weird.
They fed him really good food though,
Sanji feeds him good food all the time.
and Sanji doesn't. Wait a minute.
Oh.
So I personally would be okay if they skipped over that.
Okay.
They got to show, well, obviously Drum Island. That's gonna be a very important one. They're gonna need to do Chopper and his backstory pretty fucking well because it's important as hell.
Man,
That's a lot to put into a second.
dude, I'm just worried about like, are they gonna film actual deer? Are they gonna CG all those deer that like
Beat him up.
essentially beat him up and like
Well-
force him out? Are they gonna do Hidaluk's backstory?
They have to, yeah. That's a
That's a
non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable for sure.
Like we have to have the send off moment.
Mm-hmm. I would say like if they did the deer kind of like the way they did the news coup, I don't think it would look bad, right?
Yeah, the
No,
news
the
coup
news
looked
coup
really
looked
good.
great.
It looked really good, so just do the same thing, I guess. I don't know how it works. I don't work in
Might
VFX.
have had an animal to like reference.
Yeah, like at least they're not. It's just reindeer. They're not doing
Yeah,
anything crazy.
I mean, you can reference reindeer.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, and I hope they obviously you got to do the rumble ball thing. You got to do like the I forgot what it was called, but when he does the thingy.
Brain point.
Scan.
Yeah,
Brain
scan, brain
point,
point
scan.
thing. Yeah. Because I do kind of miss that. He never.
He
does that
Scope.
anymore.
That's what it
I
was.
think-
Scope.
I think he's only done that then. That was
He
the
did it
only
in
time, huh?
Skypea too.
Oh no, he did it in Alabasta versus
Yeah, Alabasta, yeah.
the dog.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, and getting into Alabasta. So that one they're gonna have to condense a little bit. They can't do all of it. But
More than a little bit, bro. That was one of the longest running arcs. At
Yeah.
that point
Yeah,
when
at
it
that
came
time.
out.
so, Vivi is gonna be a very crucial character, I think, for them too. Like,
We still need that
I hope they cast an Indian girl.
we still need that princess to captain moment.
It works perfectly. Alabasta, like it's just like it goes with the motif.
Mm-hmm.
Can bring like actual culture.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
that's
that's
not a
smart.
bad
Smart,
idea.
they
Actually,
should.
it would be a smart decision. I think a lot of people are gonna be like weird about it, but they shouldn't be. Like, it makes sense. They're literally in the desert. you
Yeah.
know?
sense,
I also wouldn't be surprised if they cast like a dark skinned Robin because she is like more tan in Alabasta. Obviously,
Yeah.
I get
Oh,
that.
That's because she was on a
Desert island for
Desert
so long.
island.
Look, Vivi wasn't that dark because she wasn't on the island for
That
so
is
long.
that is true. Yeah.
And she spent 2 years. Robin spent 2 years with the Revolutionary Army, and you don't know if she was on a winter island. So they did not whitewash her.
Yeah, she was in Tequila
She just-
Wolf, right?
Yeah, she just had a tan.
Well,
Okay.
wait,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
when Vivi was a kid, she wasn't tan either.
Okay, well you're reading too far into this.
I guess it ain't that deep.
Look, the animators just colored them what color they thought they should be
Okay.
based
Oh
off
my
the
God.
drawing.
One of the things that I've been also seeing on the internet as a fan cast for season 2, some people have been saying that what if they did Gal Gadot, aka Wonder Woman, as Nico Robin?
No,
Nope.
no,
thank you.
no. I
Absolutely
have
not.
not seen that.
I've seen it a few times, not too much, but I saw it enough times to merit a conversation about it, just to nip that in the bud. Because no,
Are you
Nothing.
seeing this on like Twitter
Yeah,
or
Twitter.
Reddit?
Twitter.
Okay.
I've
Anime
seen-
Twitter's a fucking
Isn't it
shit
X
show.
now?
It's Twitter, bro.
Okay.
I'm not
It's,
calling
no,
it.
it's
I had
Twitter.
I had this thought a while back though. Like,
Yeah.
I guess, 'cause, like I completely agree about like not relying on like A-list celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna pull one for like a character that's not gonna be around a long time, you know who would be a good cast for Dr. Hedaluk?
Who?
Willem Dafoe.
Ooh, interesting. No, I'm gonna have to think about that actually.
That would be really good, actually.
I think he could do a good job. It's weird because it's Willem Dafoe and he is a huge actor
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
and like I've seen him. I can't help but to see the Green Goblin. Unfortunately, he can play whoever he wants. He is
He got the
Green
crazy
Goblin.
old man down.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And he's like got the scientist kind of aspect down from.
I do.
Just saying, bro.
Was
I'm a little bit of a scientist myself. Oh man. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Was
It just took that. He's convinced. I'm like, yeah, I could see it.
I'm
I
simple.
could see it.
What can I say?
But
was it Ronda Rousey who said Robin was her like one of her favorite characters?
I don't know, but
I
I
think so,
don't blame
yeah.
her.
It would be cool if they like cameoed her in the
Ronda
live
Rousey?
action. Yeah.
Oh, they could make her one of the bounty hunters. The one that Zoro crushes her head. Like, equality.
Yes.
You think they're gonna do that scene with him like
Dude,
holding
I
him
would,
by the
I
head?
would love it. I would love it. I mean, they just had a scene where he chops a guy in half. And
Yeah,
brings
they
the
went
torso.
all out.
They did.
He was like,
That'd be kind of cool, honestly. I think it would like. It's not pushing the envelope, but like people who don't know or haven't watched it, they're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?" But we're gonna be like, "They did it. They did the
Hey,
thing."
the thing.
Zoro dropping an F-bomb.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
amazing.
fitting, 100%.
Anybody could say it. I'm glad it was him.
Yeah,
I mean, they got Sanji calling him Moss Head in the first season.
Yeah,
the
that's true. That
dynamic
was
is
nice.
forming.
yeah.
Pretty cool. I can't wait to see it. Look, are they gonna do that scene on Little Garden when they're like, "Let's compare sizes.
But what are they talking about though?
You show me yours if you show me mine."
I have noticed though their way of fixing like
I know what I
the
said.
curly eyebrow,
hmm
like him making fun of his curly eyebrow. Zoro just calls him waiter.
Oh yeah,
He just calls him the
all
waiter,
time.
and
The
it's just
waiter,
like you got
yeah.
shit cooking anyways. How hard is it to put?
I
you know,
love it. Like, what better insult for somebody who prides himself on
In there.
food?
as being a
Yeah.
It's like,
cook.
you're just a waiter. He's like, I'm a cook.
But
You're
that
a waiter.
bullshit. You took my order.
Yeah.
First time I met you.
Pervy cook. That diminishes perfect cook.
Oh, well, later on, Pervy Cook will be
Pervy waiter.
good.
Perfect
Yeah.
waiter.
Well, that's the thing. Sanji's
just
character was
pervert?
nowhere near like pervy. He was honestly more smooth and just flirty, which I think was
Yeah.
kind of cool. Actually, I liked that dynamic better than him being just a constant perv like all the time. It gets
Okay.
kind of old after a while.
I didn't like how Nachiko was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Gross.
in the last episode.
He's like hitting on her, like, "What's up, baby?"
Maybe they'll play
She's
more of
just
like the
like,
fuckboy
ugh.
style for him instead.
Yo, that could
Yeah,
work.
No, I mean, like,
it's
it's
fitting. He's
more
like, he's
relatable.
just
I
looking
don't-
for a hookup while he's on the island.
I don't know
I've
how
been at
like
sea for 3
the
weeks.
people were so upset about him being pushy with his flirtations.
It was a
'Cause that was-
stupid
that was
fucking. It was
nice.
stupid fucking complaint, bro.
I don't know how they were so mad about
Nah, I
it.
thought it was
mean,
smooth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the accent thing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not.
there
I'm
was
not
a lot
gonna
of
lie.
bullshit complaints.
I did not notice it
No.
too much. And
Yeah.
honestly, like, there were little moments where, like, obviously, his native tongue kind of like played a little bit more part, right? Like when
Mhm.
he got hurt, he's like, "I," right? I don't know.
Certain
I-
stuff.
that
It's
was
hard to,
fitting.
like,
That was
yeah.
fitting though. Like I don't know. It kind of like adds to the character.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree because like why they don't have to all sound the same. And the fact that Oda's come out and confirmed that they're all based off of different nationalities, it makes sense for them to have accents. The world is huge. Why keep everybody American? Why keep everyone British? Like no, make it slightly different. It adds to the world, so I'm more than okay with that.
I hope Frankie has a country accent.
Oh my God,
I hope he
imagine.
sounds super country.
Wait, okay.
Super.
Super. That'd be fucking awesome.
But doesn't he drink
Supposed to
like
be American.
some tea? He puts some tea in his cola
Yeah, one
spot,
time.
and he
At one
becomes
point,
like a
yeah.
farmer.
He becomes a
Aw,
hick.
man.
A hick.
Smell.
Yeah.
Good smell.
Flavor.
Flavor.
Oh man. So like realistically, they've said that they plan on making at least like 6 but hoping for 12 seasons.
Fucking nuts.
That's a lot.
Where do you think we're gonna end up with those 12 seasons?
If they were to actually do all 12 seasons, well, it's kind of like, break it down, right? 2 would probably cover till the end of Alabasta. We all agree on that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's a big arc.
Yeah,
like
it
I could
is.
see it take like eight episodes
Just for Alabasta.
just to cover what happens in Alabasta, the context of it.
That's why I think that they would cut a lot because, in my opinion, like I agree, I think Alabasta could merit at least like 8 episodes from how big it is. But you have to think about it from like the production standpoint and from Netflix. They need to hit another home run with season 2 if they want to get green light for season 3. The way that they're gonna get a green light for season 3 is if they include Alabasta. Do you know how disappointing it would be if season 2 didn't have any Alabasta in it? Or
Oh
only
my
like a
gosh.
small chunk of it.
Well, how many episodes are each season supposed to be going from
Well,
here? Because I get like just doing 8 to be like, all right, let's see if people
Probably,
will
like,
fuck with this.
10 to 12.
10 to 12. See
10
if
to
they
12.
did
If
12
they did-
episodes and 8 of them were about Alabasta, 2 leading into it, 2 coming out.
I think they could do Alabasta.
We'd be
in,
good.
Like 6 or 7 episodes.
Because we got Logtown, Reverse Mountain, and Laboon,
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey
Whiskey
Peak, Little
Peak.
Garden.
Drum Island.
Rum Island.
That's already 5.
That's already
Yeah.
five.
Keep it at 5. The first half, like the first 5, can be through Drum Island. Then leave 5 episodes, maybe 6 for Alabasta. And they're hour-long episodes, remember. Like, they
true.
did cover a good amount, and the pacing wasn't bad. I think that their writing is solid enough to where they can get those points. Like, they did have to cut a lot just in the East Blue. It's not going to get easier. They're going to have to keep cutting more.
Could they get
might.
into, or could they get through Drum Island in one episode?
I don't know. They might do 2.
Because you got climbing the mountain
Yeah.
and fighting Wapple.
Well, you
Wapple
also
too,
have like
yeah.
Luffy learning some diplomacy from Vivi. That's like very pivotal to his character.
Yeah.
Like he learns a little bit of leadership skills from her.
I'd be okay with Drum Island being 2 episodes. Because, I mean, Sarah Village was 2 episodes.
Hey,
I thought they
which
were
I
gonna do
thought
that with
was-
1.
what I thought that was crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
how the fuck are they giving him 2 episodes?
And Baratier was one.
No, Baratier was
I think
like
it was 2.
Just two?
Yeah.
It was entering Baratier and exiting Baratier.
So, yeah, I mean, Drum Island merits 2, in my opinion. I think they could do Logtown in an episode,
Mm-hmm.
dedicate the whole episode to Logtown, and then going up, ending the
Reverse.
episode on going up to Reverse Mountain.
And revealing Laboon.
Yeah, show me the whale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back with Reverse Mountain, and I could or like, I guess Laboon, and I could see them like blending that portion into Whiskey Peak, right? Because like you
Yeah.
get in the introduction of Vivi and them as whalers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then
Wait, but
she's
the-
like,
does
"Oh
that skip
no,
over?
I'm
No.
actually undercover in Baroque's works,
Yeah.
right?" And then
Yeah.
they could go straight into it. Like I could see that condensed into like the first 30 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, true. Then you could fit that in the Whiskey Peak stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they do Whiskey Peak, we could set sail and land on Little Garden and like get some like shots.
Dude, I have this feeling that they're gonna try to
Teasing.
cut Little Garden. I don't want them to, but I have a feeling
There's
they will.
no way, because these giant Dory and Bragi, they're pivotal to Usopp's
They
character.
are. I don't want them to. But fuck, it's just something. My gut feeling tells me that they're gonna cut or they're gonna like merge 2 arcs together. And I have a feeling that somehow they're gonna write it to where they mix Whiskey Peak and Little Garden
Whiskey
into
Garden.
one thing. Whiskey Garden,
Whis-
Little Peak. If you
Well, that's
will.
what I'm saying. Is like so they could do it properly and give it the right amount of time. I could see them doing like 30 minutes. Like you come in, we see Laboon, we get Crocus.
Mhm.
He's like, oh yeah, this is how you navigate.
Yeah.
Vivi's introduced. They deal with Baroque works.
Mhm.
Go to Little Garden.
Yeah.
We get some teasing.
Maybe. Oh yeah. Maybe they do
some
Little.
crew stuff.
Do you think they could do Little Garden in half an episode and then start Drum Island the second half?
Yeah, I could see them like picking up on like they set sail.
Yeah.
They get to
And they
they
get to
show
Drum
up
Island.
to Drum Island.
And then
You know,
the
'cause-
whole episode after that is Drum Island.
You remember exiting Little Garden? They like blow through.
Yeah.
So they could pick up that episode with some spectacle.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mhm.
Like,
That'd
oh,
be
we got to
cool.
set sail. We have to do this. And boom. All right, we got through.
Mhm.
Next stop, Drum Island.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I mean, so if they do that, I still think that they could do all the way to the end of Alabasta by like the end of season 2.
They would also have to set the setting for the Grand Line with how crazy the weather is. Like I think they need to show that.
Mhm.
Do you
That's
think,
true.
That's
Do you
fair.
think they're
Yeah.
gonna use some of the VFX effects for Pell, like the same
Oh, I
stuff
forgot
that they
about
used
Pell.
in Oppenheimer?
With the bomb?
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
I want it to be big, but like it's
I-
also gonna be like
I
He
want
survived
people
that?
to assume that he dies. I want people to see
Yeah.
that explosion and be like, "Oh, dang, he died." And I'm like, "Yeah, you'd think, right?"
like you feel the same way I felt.
How do you think that? How
It's
do
like,
you
yeah, realistically, he should be, huh?
Maybe he did have
Yeah.
hockey. Just
Iron
we
Body,
just
bro.
didn't know.
We don't
Iron
know
Body.
because we didn't see
We
it.
couldn't see it at the time.
Yeah.
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 Our characters didn't have it yet.
What came after Alabasta? Skypia? Jaya?
It was Skypia. Well, it was Jaya then Skypia.
Do you think
Yeah.
season 3 could be Jaya and Skypia? Like
Yeah.
just those two?
Yeah.
Then maybe G5 or G8.
Oh man, if they
I
do
would
G8,
love-
I would love to see
G8 arc.
G8.
That would go back to like first season vibes, like that first episode. They're sneaking around the Navy base.
Well,
Yeah.
they need to do G8 because that
Oh, son,
plays
just
into
showing
the-
off cooking.
It's
That'd
filler
be
though.
so
Like
fun.
It plays into the burning of
He
the
wanted
Mary.
to do it.
I know, but
It does. They impact dialed through the bottom of her.
Yeah.
see those impact dials.
Yeah.
They forced Usopp to do it too. That was dirty.
I love that scene.
So then we could get, season 3 be Jaya and Skypiea. That'll be interesting. And that's more doable, I think, because Skypiea is long, but if you're just doing Jaya and Skypiea, then I think that's okay. You can get all of the important points in a 10 episode season, right? Then you move on to season 4. That would be they have to do Foxy. As much as like the community, skips over that arc and doesn't take it seriously, it's still canon and you still need to do it because
Isn't
they
Foxy after?
Foxy is after Skypiea, but before Water 7.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was after Water 7.
No, it's
No,
right
he's
before.
right before.
So it's G8 then Foxy?
Yeah,
That's wild.
it is. And like, I know it, in hindsight, I do like the Foxy arc. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. Like, but afterwards, I didn't like it when I watched it. When I came back to it and watched it again, I was like, oh no, this is funny. I missed
It'd
this.
probably be a episode.
Yeah, give it no more than one episode if you're gonna
Yeah.
do it, and move on.
I feel like they are going to do it because for some reason I can see like Foxy as live action. Like
Well,
I
they-
already have that image in my head.
They have his wanted poster in the show.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in.
so
the
There you go.
first
So
season.
There we
it's
go.
in your subconscious.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel like the fact that they even included his wanted poster just tells you that if they get to season 4 or whatever, you're gonna see Foxy. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
Because
do
it
that.
introduces Davy backfights, and
Yeah.
I still have a feeling that that's gonna come back around before the show ends.
I would love if they did like a Davy back fight and Luffy turned around and he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking Law as my crew member.
Oh,
You're a captain. Not my crew member. You go be my my nurse. You
There's-
could be Chopper's nurse."
There's always been a theory that the Straw Hats are gonna do a Davy backfight with the red hair pirates.
That'd be a good one.
That would be
They turn around and they take Robin. Like, ha! Now we can read poneglyphs.
I mean,
And
is that like so out there? I could see it.
but
Luffy's
then-
like, "No, fight me. Fuck you. Fight me. I'm taking her back."
Yeah. Well, aside from that, that's what are we in, like 4 seasons in already? I
Yeah,
guess.
so
yeah.
fourth
Fourth
season,
season would also
one
include Water
episode.
7.
Yeah, Water 7.
Enies
the-
Lobby,
okay,
maybe.
okay. The Aqua Laguna is going to be hard. But we've seen them do like natural disaster stuff before in the
Yeah.
past.
I've seen the day
With
after
tsunamis.
tomorrow.
It looks good. They do a good job with it, so I could see them doing it pretty well, but that's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Is going to be a whole set too that they're going to have, like, I don't know if they'd shoot it in Venice or like if
Wha-
they make a set for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. Man, it would look so good though if they did it properly. One of the biggest concerns I have though, like as excited as I am that
The
they want to do so
Yagaras.
many. Oh yeah, the Yagaras, the little boat puppies.
yeah.
As excited as I am for all these seasons to hopefully come in the future, one of the biggest concerns that I have is it's going to take a long time to make
Oh, yeah.
all of these. And I'm concerned that the cast would slowly start aging out of their roles because, yeah, someone, I don't remember who I was talking to about it recently, like literally before we started recording, but Game of Thrones did it where the, actors age throughout the show. But that's different because the story of Game of Thrones actually spans years where they
Yeah.
do actually grow up. The story of One Piece, as we've mentioned before, only spans a few months, a 2-year time skip, and then a few months later.
Maybe Oda has a lot of confidence in the AI reverse aging.
I don't like
Reverse
that. I
aging.
I'm not a
Not a
big
fan
fan
of
of it
that.
as well. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Like at the end of the day, look, I don't want Luffy looking like a fucking Lufarigno. Like, I'm gonna be the Pirate King.
Look, maybe this is like a hot take, or maybe this is a very unpopular opinion. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I am very excited for what's to come for live action One Piece. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think I want the entire show to be adapted into a live action. I think that there should be a goal, and I think that it should just do its best to get there. And realistically, for me, that goal is seeing through the end of Marineford.
Yeah.
If you can make it to the end of Marineford, I think that would be a great place to stop. Like, I don't know, like maybe it's like quitting, I guess, before it gets too difficult or something like that. But I think that's a good stopping point where, like, if you've watched enough of that live action, to see through the end of Marineford,
Go watch anime.
go watch the anime. Because honestly, the post time skip live action won't hold a candle to what the anime does.
Mm-mm.
You get Kaido, you get Whole Cake Island, you get Punk Hazard. Those are such
Caesar.
incredibly
Smiley.
difficult concepts to make into a live action, and they blew me away. They proved me wrong that they can do it with season 1, but it was a lot simpler pre-time skip. The stuff wasn't that crazy. We get wacky stuff, but this is insane, dude. How the hell are you gonna do a live action Gear 5 Luffy, a Gear 4 Luffy? I can't picture that
The mask.
looking good, dude. It's not
The
the
mask.
same. It's not the same
It's-
at all, man.
It's similar.
The concept is similar, but it's too far out there, dude.
The level they did take Gear 5 was drastic compared to the mask.
Like, it gets so the scaling of the show gets so big. Like, we just watched the finale of Luffy versus Kaido.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a
Can
dragon
you
in
turn that into
Shang-Chi?
live action? Huh?
Yeah, they did do a dragon in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, true. But I don't think it's gonna look as good as what we got in the anime. Again, look,
Game of
I'm
Thrones
not trying to be a
dragons,
hater
yeah.
at all. Like, I really want that to be the point that comes across. Like, if they do it, great. Like, if they can prove me wrong, awesome. I won't be upset. But I personally think that, like, it would just be in their best interest to try to, like, wrap the story up at Marineford. Not the story of One Piece, but this live action experience, Because then, like, dude, by the time they get to Whole Cake, Wano, all of those, that will be like a decade from now, if not more.
I might be 50
Like,
by that time.
Like, that's gonna take too long. If you want it to look good, it's gonna take a long time to make look good.
Tons and tons of filming beforehand. They're
Well-
just gonna spend all the time in production.
It's expensive, my guy. That's pretty expensive, dude.
believe
Even like
that.
Game of Thrones, with the budget that they had, it took them like damn near a decade to do the entire show. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. You can agree, you can disagree.
I mean, yeah, once we get to season 4, it's like, man, this feels like it'd take long. Because let's assume, like, we give them 2 years minimum for, like, filming, production, and then, being able to put it out.
It took them like 2 years
Per
just to write
season.
the script, my guy.
We're not even.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, per season, at least,
Yeah.
at least 2 years,
Yeah.
right? That's four seasons in. It's 8 years have passed.
Mhm.
And that's if they actually go at that pace.
And that's also
Homie's going to be almost 30.
This is before the strike even ends.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Yeah, we can't even like do anything right now because the strike is still going on. And I know that we haven't really mentioned it too much on the podcast, but
It now affects us.
it affects them, and like we don't really talk too much about it because it is a different industry than what we talk about. We talk about anime, it's a completely different country, but I think we all agree like we support the writers and we support the actors, like pay them a fair wage. That is the most important thing. And right now this is kind of a blend between the Hollywood industry and our anime industry because it's a live adaptation of an anime that we all love. So that is why we talk about it. We are a small scale podcast, but we do support the writers and the actors who are on strike.
Now, we are excited for more One Piece live action to come back. I'm so sorry if I scared you, buddy. I know. I know. I'm so...
He's awake.
We're good.
That G Fuel kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with more One Piece live action coming out, we also have more Anime Alchemists coming out. So, guys, make sure you guys tune into all of that. Check out all our links. Use our promo code. And Alchemist out. Spoiler warning. And Alchemist out.
Alchemist out.
There's no spaces.